So, this video is going to be completely unedited because I don't want to have a filter for this video. I wanted to talk about, AI. So, for those of you who don't know, I live in the state of Utah in the United States. And they are planning to build a data center bigger than the Salt Lake. And if you don't know, Utah has been in droughts for years, and 2 years ago we got out of that drought but got back into it. Like we were out of a drought for like a year, and now we're back in a drought, and we're even to the point where it's a state of emergency type of thing because of our droughts. And it's like now they're building a data center, and that uses up our water. And you're telling us to preserve our water so you can build something for AI. So, for those of you who don't know me, I am Baby Weep Cosplays. I normally try to post uplifting content and try to post stuff that's more creative and like joyful type stuff, but this needs to be talked about. Not nearly enough people are talking about it. And almost no one is standing up for Utah. So, for my friends out there throughout the US or even the world, depending on where you're watching from, just go find something to go against this for Utah. I haven't found anything yet I haven't found any petitions or anything yet. But I am really against AI. And don't get me wrong, AI can be great at some things. Emphasis on some. Like, the only time I ever use AI is to get inspiration. I never directly copy from AI. I never do anything like that. But even before AI, I would find inspiration from other stuff. And now I'm really trying to stray away from AI as much as I possibly can. I'm even trying to delete all of my AI apps. Like, everything that I have that's AI, I'm trying to get rid of. Of course, there's some things I can't avoid, like Meta AI on Instagram, and like some of the AI stuff on Pinterest. Because I tried to turn off all the AI filters on Pinterest, but AI also detects that some other people's real art is AI. So I turn on specific filters. I turn on specific AI filters just so I can see actual human art and not AI slop. So I'm gonna talk about my different hobbies and how they've been affected by AI. I'm gonna start with cosplay. So it hasn't affected the cosplay community too much, or at least not that I'm aware. But cosplay is my main hobby. I do have a lot of hobbies, but cosplay is my number one. And it gets really, really rough. So there are people that make these AI cosplays, make these AI cosplay videos, and they end up getting really popular because it's AI. And so people are seeing that and making more and more AI cosplay videos, but that's not talent. Cosplayers put all of their time and effort into these costumes and get criticized for them not being screen accurate. But now that the AI, even if the AI isn't screen accurate, they're getting better comments than actual cosplayers with actual talent and art. AI is not real art. And I will repeat that many times in this video just to get it in your head. AI is not real art. The cosplay community, like I said, it's genuine artists creating this stuff and spending their time, blood, sweat, tears, just to create something for fun. And these people are creating AI cosplays for content and money. Cosplayers don't do it for money. They do it for fun. That's the number one rule of cosplay, is that it's for fun. And it loses that fun aspect when we're trying to compete with AI. And cosplay shouldn't have to be a competition. But because we are trying to be better than that AI, it turns it into that competition that shouldn't be there in the first place. I know for a fact that my cosplays aren't nearly as good as some of my favorite cosplayers, like Slightly Villainous, Miss Twisted, Nightcove the Fox. It's not nearly as good as those guys. But I still make my own stuff. I spend my time and effort learning these new skills so I can cosplay. I'll show you something I made for one of my cosplays. Wherever I put it. I think I put it in my closet. Give me a second. This is nowhere near the full costume. This is just the hat. And it is fully made of cardboard and fabric. That's all it's made of, plus pipe cleaners and feathers. But that's it. And this doesn't look half bad. I know I don't have the skills of half the other, super duper talented cosplayers out there. But I don't need those skills to be a real cosplayer. AI, again, is not real art. Cosplay is real art. And the fact that AI is trying to take over cosplay too is really concerning for smaller cosplayers like myself. And yeah, I have a friend who just recently started cosplaying, and she's already she's already making helmet wigs. She's already sewing her entire costumes. And yes, I am sewing my own entire costumes, but I am nowhere near as talented as her. And she's been entering into cosplay contests. She's won her first cosplay contest, which I was in that one too. It was the ToshoCon one. That was her very first cosplay contest, and it's where we met. And she's just extremely talented. I look up to that friend, even though I have been cosplaying for longer, but I'm trying to improve every single day with these talents. And I even learned how to crochet for my cosplays. I'm crocheting an entire cosplay right now, and that is taking more time and effort than it takes you to type in stuff for AI. With AI, you can just type in a prompt and ooh, it gives you what you want. That is not real talent. That is not your imagination. That is you just typing something, having an idea oh, I'm going to see if I can create this with AI and just playing around with it. This is why they create the data centers. And it's really damaging to the environment. And there's all this talk about lowering gas emissions with electric cars and everything being run by robots and all that stuff. But is it really worth losing water for something that is making people lose their jobs? I saw this one video where it was these people going through a drive-thru for something, and the person on the intercom for the drive-thru was an AI. So, and as someone who worked at a fast food place for 3 months and was always on the drive-thru, it's causing people to just lose their jobs. I had to sit there talking to people oh, what are you ordering? Plus getting their order at the same time. And working on other people's orders while I'm working on 5 other people's orders, and it's causing people to lose their jobs. That's what I'm trying to get at. And then back to the crochet part of it. I run my own crochet business. I've owned my business for like a year and a half now. And it is my own talents. It's stuff that I actually took time to learn. And it's really upsetting seeing what people attempt to create with AI and crochet. So basically, because of AI, crochet is getting a bad rap. Because people are using AI to create these crochet images, but they are not accurate to actual crochet. Like, I'm gonna use a bit of crochet terminology right here. So, when you look at an AI crochet image, like of a stuffed animal, they almost never get the magic ring right. They never get it right. Or there's yarn that's attached to nothing, or there's no way like a certain section could be attached that way, or it just doesn't make any sense. And then whenever there's like a hook in the picture, it's never the right hook. It's always either like a pirate hook or it's just a stick. Like it's like it can never get the crochet hooks right. If you want to like really be able to identify crochet AI crochet images, there are many videos on how to identify them, and I really suggest watching them, especially if you're planning on getting into crochet. And then, of course, there's also AI crochet patterns that people are selling. Like, they're using AI to write these crochet patterns. AI can't get the terminology right. I've seen many videos of crocheters trying to create things that the AI made the pattern for, and AI just can't get the patterns right. Like, there are so many videos on that even. Like, it just never works out the way you want it to. And it's still just really, really concerning seeing people make these AI patterns and then sell them and make decent money off them. Like, crochet should be another thing that's just used for fun. I use it for fun and for my business. Because I use it for my crochet business, I'm constantly making new patterns. I haven't sold any of my patterns yet, but I plan to in the future. But I need pattern testers, and I need like all the yarn for it, and like it's like crochet is expensive. But it is real talent. It is real art. Again, AI is not real art. It is copying from other people's art and being put in like a digital thing that just kind of duplicates other people's art and throws it all together in like this big mess. And then so back to art stuff. I do traditional and digital art. And seeing people like create this AI art online, I can tell it's AI. Like, I've been online for long enough that I can just tell when something is AI, and it's really sad that other people can't. There have been conventions that have banned AI stuff, and people who have gotten arrested for selling AI art at conventions and other stuff. So, best ways to identify AI art is eyes. That's a good one. Because the eyes are either going to be really even or really uneven. And with real art, they can be that way, but like the eyes are almost never perfectly even if it's real art. And AI can sometimes get that right, where it's not perfectly even with that, but it's also just like unrealistic physics. Like, if you see dresses, like, I see AI dresses, like, all the time on Pinterest. I'm, like, always on Pinterest. And I see AI dresses on there, like, all the time. And just the way that the fabric moves is not natural. Take it from someone who does sewing. It just doesn't work that way. I'm sure there are some fabrics that can move similar to that, but it can't just, like, do that, you know? Like, you have to maneuver the fabric in a specific way to get it to do that, but the way the dresses are designed, it wouldn't be doing that. And, like, the specific fabrics it looks like it's using, it wouldn't do that. And it just doesn't work out. And then another identifier is hands. It can almost never get hands right. Just look really, really closely at the hands. Or just, like, even small details. Like, if there's words in there, look for the words. Then if there's, like, other people in the background, look at those people. I've sometimes seen AI images of people with multiple arms, multiple hands, more than 5 fingers, less than 5 fingers. Sometimes the fingers are just morphed together because that's how some people just do their art. So AI is pretty easy to identify once you know, like, how to identify it. Another thing is a signature. Almost all artists sign their work. I don't sign my work very often because I don't necessarily, like, sell it or advertise it very much. I plan to sell my art eventually, but I haven't gotten to that point yet. But it is really upsetting. And then back to my point at the very beginning. We do not need AI in this world. People function perfectly fine without technology. We function perfectly fine without AI. And now people are relying on AI. People are relying on technology that will just tell them what to do. People are using AI as a shortcut. So, in my English class, now that I'm graduated, I can talk about this, but in my English class this last year, my teacher encouraged us to use school AI. And that's probably one of the more accurate AIs. Like, that one actually helped you write essays and stuff and gave you actual, like, references to where it was. So that kind of AI is fine. But I still tried my best to not use it. Because the best research you can get is by deep diving into it yourself. Like, because AI was created by man, it will be biased. Like, I'm just telling you this now. AI will be biased. It won't give you all the results you're looking for. Because it was created by man and is getting information from the people that created it. And it's not accurate. You need to do your own research for stuff. Look at both sides of situations. Like, I'm a very neutral person. Like, I'm not, like, one side or the other, except for when it comes to stuff like this. Like, when it comes to AI, I'm very anti-AI. But, like, on most stuff like government, like political stuff, I'm very neutral. I'm very much in the middle ground. Because I just think the government sucks anyway. Like, it's always gonna suck. So I just don't care. But, it's very, I don't know where I was going with that sentence, but, with AI, it's causing people to be lazy. It's causing people to not think as hard. And not to mention, I saw this one thing. I don't know if it's actually true, because I didn't do a deep dive on this because I really didn't care. But I saw a thing where Disney was going to create an AI series, like it was going to be completely made from AI, and that scares me, because it's this huge company that most of their fans are very anti-AI is going to be using AI. And then back to the crochet part of it. There's this, there was this really popular brand of crochet stuff. Like they had yarn hooks, like all that stuff. The brand was Hobby Crochet. It's spelled Hobii. I don't know the full company because I never bought from them because they were expensive. But they sold really good yarns. They sold really expensive yarns, like good quality. And a lot of crochet artists use them as the resource to buy yarn. But recently, they had just used AI for everything. Like, they admitted to using AI, even though their whole company thing was to be anti-AI, and everyone is now going away from that because it's just almost every crocheter you see will be very anti-AI, just saying. So AI is quite literally ruining companies. It's ruining chances at getting jobs. Like, I've been looking for an actual job for 4 years. Haven't gotten one that would last. I worked at this place called Cornbelly's for 3 years, but it's only seasonal, so it just goes through like September through October, so it's only 2 months. And I worked there 3 years in a row. And then there's a restaurant that I worked at for 3 months. Ended up getting laid off because I was working 2 jobs at the same time, and so my manager gave me the entire month off. And then we ended up with a new general manager when I came back from that month, and the new manager saw I wasn't working there for more than 2 months, so she laid me off. And ever since then, I haven't been able to find another job. And it's been a real struggle. I've been looking for a real job for 4 years. I ended up with 1 interview, didn't get the job. The only reason why I got the job at the restaurant was because I had 2 other siblings working there. And then I've applied to at least 40 other places. They've all rejected me, and it's just really rough. I didn't mean for this to turn into like a venting thing, but it's just showing my point that AI is just ruining companies and everything. Back to my point at the very, very, very beginning. Like I said, I live in Utah, and we are in like a state of emergency drought. And these people they're gonna build a data center for AI, and that uses up our water. And they're suggesting that we just preserve our water, but they're the ones taking our water so they can make AI stuff. And it's gonna be even bigger than the Salt Lake. Like, the Salt Lake is like the foundation of Utah. Like, Salt Lake was the area of Utah where Utah was first established. And that data center is going to be bigger than the Great Salt Lake, the lake that you can see on maps. Imagine how big that is going to be if it's bigger than the Great Salt Lake. And Utah Lake is pretty big. Like, I can see across the lake, and the drive over to get to the other side of the lake is like an hour. And the Great Salt Lake is bigger than that, even. And it's just really upsetting that they're building a data center to take our water when we're already in extreme drought. And it's... Anyway, thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Sorry this got very personal, but thank you guys so much for listening, and thank you so much for being here. like I said, this video is not edited because I wanted to have no filter. I didn't want to edit it at all because I wanted to be truthful. I wanted to be clear and honest with you guys. So that's what I'm doing. I'm taking this moment to let my ADHD come out and tell you guys all the information I know about this. I didn't do this without research, and I did not use AI for that research. So, but I'm only telling you the information that I actually know. So, anyway, again, thank you guys so much for watching and just listening to this. I know this video is pretty boring, but if you stay to the end, please consider liking and subscribing. I am really struggling with this channel right now because I've just been really busy the past few months and I've been losing a lot of subscribers and my reach is not great. The algorithm hates me, but yeah. And then of course go to the comment section, let me know your opinions on this, and please be respectful of other people's opinions. And yeah, and of course, just don't bully each other. I don't like seeing bullies in my comment sections. I will delete your comment if you are being bullies. Anyway. So, that's all. Love y'all. Bye.